The boy who woke up. I am an old man now, but I remember the boy well. He was in a coma for many years. When he woke up, everything was strange. The room was small and white. A window was open and the air was fresh. The sun was shining, but he did not know if it was morning or evening. He tried to move his hands, but they felt weak. His legs did not move at all. He looked around. There was a chair, a table, and a small lamp. A machine next to him made a soft beeping sound. A nurse walked in. She had a kind face. She smiled at him. "You are awake," she said softly. But the boy did not answer. He did not know who she was. He did not know who he was. The nurse gave him water. He tried to hold the cup, but his hands were shaking. She helped him drink. The water was cool, but it felt strange in his mouth. He swallowed slowly. "Do you remember your name?" the nurse asked. The boy looked at her. He wanted to answer, but he did not know what to say. His mind was empty. He shook his head. The nurse did not look surprised. "It's okay," she said. "You have been sleeping for a long time. Your body needs time." The boy felt tired. He closed his eyes for a moment. When he opened them again, a doctor was in the room. The doctor checked his eyes, his hands, and his legs. He asked questions, but the boy could not answer. "Don't worry," the doctor said. "Your memory will come back." The boy looked at his hands. They were thin and pale. He did not remember anything. Not his name, not his home, not his family. He felt lost. Outside the window, a bird was singing. The boy listened. It was the only sound that felt real. Everything else felt like a dream. The boy stayed in bed for many days. His body was weak. His legs did not move well. The nurse helped him sit up. It was hard at first, but each day he got a little stronger. He looked at the mirror in the room. A thin boy with pale skin looked back at him. His hair was short, and his eyes looked tired. He did not recognize his own face. One morning, the nurse brought a small notebook. "Try to write your name," she said. The boy held the pencil, but his hand shook. He did not know what to write. He felt sad. The doctor visited again. "It's normal," he said. "Your memory will come back slowly." The boy wanted to remember. He closed his eyes and tried to think. He saw only darkness. No pictures, no names, no voices. A man and a woman came to see him. They looked at him with tears in their eyes. "Do you know us?" the woman asked. Her voice was soft and full of hope. The boy looked at them. He wanted to know them. He wanted to feel something, but he felt nothing. He shook his head. The woman covered her face with her hands. The man put his arm around her. "We are your parents," the man said. The boy looked at them again. Parents, the word felt strange. He did not know what to say. He did not know how to feel. Outside the window, the bird was singing again. The boy listened. It was the only thing that felt familiar. The boy watched the man and woman. They looked kind, but they were strangers to him. His mother wiped her tears. His father tried to smile. "We are happy you are awake," he said. The boy wanted to say something, but he did not know what. He felt empty. His mother held his hand. "Do you remember anything?" she asked. The boy shook his head. "No," he said softly. It was the first word he had spoken. His voice was weak, but his parents smiled. It was a small step. His father took out a small photo. "This is you," he said. The boy looked at the picture. A young boy was smiling. He was holding a ball. There was a dog next to him. The boy stared at the photo. He did not remember the ball. He did not remember the dog, but something inside him felt warm. His mother pointed at the dog. "His name is Max," she said. "You loved him very much." The boy looked out the window. "Max," he whispered. The name felt familiar, like a dream he almost remembered. His father smiled. "Yes, Max. He is waiting for you at home." Home. The boy did not remember home, but he wanted to see it. Maybe if he saw it, he would remember. The nurse came in. "You need to rest now," she said. His parents stood up. "We will come back tomorrow," his mother said. "We love you." The boy watched them leave. He did not feel love yet, but he wanted to. He closed his eyes. In his mind he saw a small light. It was not a memory, but it was a start. Days passed, and the boy grew stronger. He could sit up on his own. He could walk a little with help. The nurse smiled at his progress. "Soon you can go home," she said. Home. The word felt strange. He wanted to remember, but his mind was still empty. His parents visited every day. They told him stories about his past. They showed him more pictures. "This is your room," his mother said, showing him a photo. The room had blue walls and a small bed. There were books on a shelf. A soccer ball was on the floor. "You love soccer," his father said. "You played every day." The boy touched the picture. He tried to feel something. His fingers traced the ball. Did he really love soccer? He did not know. One evening he had a dream. He was running in a field. A dog was barking happily. He was kicking a ball. He felt the wind on his face. He woke up suddenly. His heart was beating fast. Was it a memory? He wanted to believe it was. The next day he told his parents about the dream. His mother's eyes filled with tears. "That was real," she said. "You and Max always played in the park." The boy felt something new. Hope. Maybe his memories were not gone forever. Maybe they were just hiding. The doctor came to see him. "You are doing well," he said. "Tomorrow you can go home." Home. The boy was ready. Even if he did not remember, he wanted to see it. Maybe, just maybe, home would help him remember who he was. The next day the boy left the hospital. His parents drove him home. The car moved slowly through the streets. The boy looked out the window. He didn't recognize the places. When they arrived, his parents helped him out of the car. He stood in front of a small house. It was simple but nice. His heart beat faster. "This is your home," his father said. The boy walked inside. The rooms were warm and familiar, but nothing felt like his. His parents showed him around. "This is your bed," his mother said. "This is your favorite chair." The boy sat on the chair. He closed his eyes. A small memory came to him. Playing with Max in the yard. "Max is outside," his father said. The boy stood up quickly. He ran to the door. Outside, a dog was waiting for him. It was big and friendly. The boy smiled. "Max," he whispered. For the first time he felt something real. It was not much, but it was enough. Days passed, and the boy started to remember more. He played with Max every day. He kicked the soccer ball, just like in his dream. His parents helped him, but he did not need as much help anymore. He learned to do many things again. One afternoon, the boy sat on the porch with his mother. "Do you remember the park?" she asked. The boy smiled. "Yes," he said, "I remember the park and the ball." His father joined them. "You are getting better every day," he said proudly. The boy looked at his parents. He still had many things to remember, but he was not afraid anymore. Home felt real now, and maybe, just maybe, he was starting to find himself again.